anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 with what my program teaches, right? You've heard that. Now, I did this specifically, Khaled, for you to be able to see why I can say I guarantee your success with my coaching. So again, I guarantee that you're going to make millions, right? Now, how far you go with the millions? Some people just want to make $500,000 or $1 million and go and live in Costa Rica for, 8 months. That's cool. Whatever your little heart desires, I'm going to show you the process on how to get there, right? And depending on how you take it, depending on how you diversify, then that's that $1 billion journey, okay? But as long as you have consistency, you'll get there. As I mentioned, right, this is probably one of the reasons that you were able to come here. I am also going to be giving away a cash prize instantly via Zelle. I'm also going to give you some freebies. So I go through and I use Monday to organize my information, like my leads. Some people in the business, normally use Podio. I see you, Miss Lily. All right. So I use Monday. I just like it better. It's more user friendly. And then also PropStream. I just gave you guys a free trial. Jennifer, you would have purchased the free book and the kit. Yes, Lorraine. So Lisa Parker, that's it. What up, Jeff? What up, Jeff? Let's get it. Is the connection breaking, y'all? Somebody said they're getting the connection breaking. Okay, people are saying no. Everybody can hear me. Okay, cool. So yeah, most people are saying no, the connection isn't breaking. Some people are saying yes, but if you're on your phone, it's not good. Yeah, if you're on your phone, it's not a good look. But without further ado, let's get it. Let's get it. It's lit, right? The power of a contract, y'all. Let's talk about equitable interest. This is what makes wholesaling legal, right? It makes it the ability to be able to flip the property without using your own money because you're using equitable interest. Write that down, right? So I use this as the term of, we don't want to be Beyonce, right? We want to cut her checks. Now, let me clear this up for the Beehive. What I mean by that specifically is I don't get caught up in who owns the property. I don't have to own the property as long as I can make money off of it. Point blank, period. So I'll say that to say, when I was within, I think it was like maybe 2007 when she had that concert, they said that for 30 minutes of Beyonce's time, she would get paid $250,000, $250,000 for 30. Now, I feel like I've accomplished some things, but that was back then, right? So I say that to say, I started thinking, I'm like, man, so 30 minutes of her time, the concert's probably at least 2 hours of her performing time. They got to pay her to get ready, to rehearse, her hotel room. And she said she's staying 5-star pimp suites. So it's a whole lot of money being spent here, right? But the big question is, who the hell can afford to pay Beyonce $250,000 every 30 minutes? That means that they have to be making out like fat cats in order for that to be done, right? So that's my point. Like at that age where I was at, I'm like, man, she's the person that's out there. It's so lit. Like she has to be the only person. No, she's not the owner of the label. Someone can afford, just like in this picture right here on the screen, someone can afford to stroke Beyonce a check. So they're making so much more on the tour, right? So again, I don't get caught up in having to own the property. I'm caught up in huge profits, right? So who cares who officially owns it on paper, right? The quickest way to get your cash flow up and to get your bread up and to build up that bank account and understanding real estate is to be able to wholesale with no obligation, and you can do it virtually, right? So I want you to visualize this money coming. And here's how we're going to start mindset. My first mindset hack for you, I want you to write 2 checks to yourself, right? Number 1, I want you to write how much you want in 30 days. And then the second one, I want you to write how much you want to make in 60 days. First check, write how much you want to make in 30 days to yourself. Second check, write how much you want to make in 60 days. So write that and post that in your area, in your office area. This is important because this starts allowing you to visualize that the money is coming. This is programming your psyche, okay? In addition to that, guys, take notes. I'm giving away the game for free. I promise you it's going to be stuff in here, whether you're experienced or not, or you could be just starting out or be in the game for a minute. I want you to take notes, right? And I saw someone say about asking questions. There's a Q&A section at the bottom, and you can ask questions there, okay? So with that being said, make sure that you also qualify for the actual cash giveaway. In order to qualify, you have to be following me on Instagram, right? So I'm gonna put that in the chat right now. It's at Billionaire Mercedes. Yeah, Lorraine. What's them goals? Give me the numbers. Some of y'all give me the numbers. What's y'all goals? Billionaire Mercedes. Yeah, IG at Billionaire Mercedes. Billionaire Mercedes. Let's see. All right, at Billionaire Mercedes. So you got to be following me. Boy, I see you, Kaline. I see you, Audio. I see you. Okay, I see you guys in the chat. Some nice numbers. Some of y'all not reaching high enough. See, somebody says 17,000. Come on, reach. I'm about to show you. I told you to make $20,000 in one contract. All my people showing you how to make $30,000. Let's go, y'all. All right. At Billionaire Mercedes, I put it in the chat a couple times. With that being said, make sure that you're following me. You have to tag me, take a picture of this course or like a screenshot and put it in your story and tag me and say something catchy. The catchiest phrase will win. So say something like learning to chase this real estate bag with at Billionaire Mercedes. Yep. Keep on posting it. Love it so they can see it. Yep. Keep going. Love it. I appreciate it. Thanks for your help. Love it's my assistant, guys. All right, cool beans. So with that being said, the catchiest phrase will win instantly. Now let's come on for Khaled, start commenting and tell me I'm taking too long. Let's get started, all right? You know I'm joking with you, Khaled. All right, so who's this chick? By this time, you know I'm Mercedes, y'all. And why do I even have the ability to develop a program that maximizes profits in any market? Y'all was repping your city, repping your state. I said you can do it from anywhere, right? Well, I started in real estate at 18 with a close friend of the family. And at that time, guys, I was lost. I'm gonna be 100, right? I was very ambitious, graduated high school at 16 early, but I didn't want to wait another 10 years. Y'all, everybody like college. I'm like, man, I'm calculating people who actually make money and how long they went to school. Again, I'm like, I just did that. I just was in school, right? And then I was broke for 2 years in community college. Right. So here I am, 18, broke, working 2 jobs and going to college. I couldn't even afford traditional college. Right. It's not fair. And I saw my friend of the family go from living with her sister to $1 million house and buy wherever she wanted in Virginia, y'all. Shout out Virginia. All right. So I'm like, man, she got Mercedes sports cars. This is rare. It's not like in Cali and Arizona and Georgia where you see people you didn't really see foreign cars. The best foreign car you saw was like a Corvette or something. And that was rare, right? But the thing is everyone around her was winning too. Let me see one in the chat for you guys who remember the actual market crash when Obama was elected. Let me see a one who remembers that. I see you, Kevin, Tanya, Kimberly, Claudia, Joshua, Latrice. Okay, all of them remember. I see you guys. So you know what I'm talking about, right? Because this was 2005 when I got my license. We saw things shift in the market before it was public to you guys, right? So my friend, let's go back a little bit. My friend, she was a real estate broker. So I was under the impression, I thought that I had to specifically be a realtor, right? In order to invest, in order to get into this game, right? So naturally, I got my license. After passing my exam, I was in debt, y'all. I come back, I'm like, hey, I got my real estate license. They're like, okay. Nobody's teaching me nothing. Nobody knows how to make money in real estate now that Mercedes has her license. But they do know that I got to pay for this office. I got to pay for this license. I got to pay all these fees. So I passed my exam. I did what I'm supposed to do. And I incurred fees and debt. And no one wanted to show me how to invest into real estate. They were either too busy or just flat out not good teachers. So I was basically on my own, right? And I think it was also in conjunction with them not wanting me to make it, right? You come with all this ambition, you're 18, you're green, right? Green, money green, but you're not experienced. So you're telling everybody about your dreams, your ambitions and stuff. And you're not really, conditioned with corporate America, right? You're not supposed to show that emotion. And here I am left with no job, no consistent income and maxed out credit cards. But I stayed quiet. I observed a little bit myself. And I did my first wholesale deal and made $60,000. Boom. Now let me give you a little bit of context, okay? The equivalent to that in 2022 is $82,792.63. Wow. And they didn't call it wholesaling back then. They were just calling it a deal, right? You found out how to make a deal happen. Now, guys, I was a child. Y'all see these pictures? For me, I had escaped poverty, right? There was no way I could fall. I'm over here, I'm in New York, I'm in Miami, I'm traveling, it's lit, right? I felt like I was on top of the world. Again, I had escaped poverty. So what I did, I reinvested the money. I purchased 3 more homes. One of them I turned into a rooming house, and I was just like an old school Airbnb back in the day. And then I blew the rest of the money before I was 19, but I didn't know I was blowing it because, again, I thought it was going to keep coming, right? Like, I did one of these deals, I'm going to do 100, right? Be a millionaire before I'm like 21. Y'all see me shopping and partying over here. Then the market crashed. Oh, lucky me, right? And no one was buying houses. But I was going to, don't ask me why I'm trying to do retail now all of a sudden and be this top stellar realtor when I got my money from investing. I didn't even make the big bag from being this retail person. The big bag was in the flipping, right? So I had to find out how to maintain my new lit lifestyle. And I lost all of my houses to foreclosure. I had to move back into my mother's home. So here I am. The market crashed. I'm at rock bottom, age 19. I got the gray hair to prove it. I dyed it. So y'all can't see it, but it's under there, okay? I was homeless, pregnant, and scrambling like most of America during that time. But I can guarantee you I was one of the youngest going through this, right? And this mattress was on the floor, by the way, okay? So someone in the chat, give me some smoke. Type mindset. I want to see it. Yes, I am sharing the screen. Mindset. Let's go, Lisa, Katrina, James, Kimberly. I see y'all, King. Mindset, Claudia, Raron, Yuri, mindset. Why didn't I give up? Why didn't I settle? Because I had people counting on me. That's why. Not to mention a little boy who was a minority, right? He was watching me. Do you think I was going to fold? No, teenager or not. So I want you to know, why am I telling my business, y'all? I want you to know who you have right now as your instructor, right? I'm going to give it to you straight shot, no chaser. Why? Because I've been there. And you can't explain to me the bright ass light at the end of that tunnel. I promise you. Excuse me. You can take a look at my IG. You guys have it by now at this point. So you can see the progression. I could have easily deleted or created a new one. Actually, let me show you. Let me show you so I can, as my son says, no cap. These kids have all these sayings and stuff now. All right, let me see. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. Hold on. I got you. No cap. I know, right? Look, I probably sound like that old mom. Yeah, here it is right here, right? And let's see. 2013. So remember these timestamps. Just put a little note over there in the corner. So November 2013. See this little crunchy hat, working like a slave, selling cars, right? 456 weeks ago. It's all good. It's there. It's there for you so you can see it, okay? So let's get it without further ado. Let's get back to it. Let me see, sorry. 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, so, oh man. All right, so we already did that. We said mindset, right? Why didn't I give up, all right? Specifically, you all saw where I was at in IG, and I want to keep it 100 because I want you to be able to see that you can get there. I wasn't handed any silver spoon. Nobody gave me anything, right? Someone in the chat type grind for me, right? Type grind. That's what I did, James, Katana, Lorraine, Lexus, Mario, Reggie. I grinded to get to where I'm at specifically, right? So due to my experience in real estate, I was able to excel through corporate America, right? I got to bounce back at this point, y'all. Even though it was a major pay cut, isn't that crazy? Going from where I was at, I was on track to be a millionaire before 25, and then I end up losing everything before my 19th birthday. Talk about bad timing. While I was going through all of this for years, I just felt like my journey through corporate America was pointless. But let me explain something to you. Nothing in your journey is pointless. It is your testimony. Everything I'm about to take you guys through specifically created this process, right? Stick with me, Khaled. You're still here. It created this process, and I want you to understand the why behind it so you'll follow the process, right? And it just makes you stronger. I feel like I'm talking to someone who's tired of their job and knows that they have a better calling, right? You know, you shouldn't have to ask to spend time with your family or to take vacations. We as humans, we love the smell of flowers. We love the water hitting the rocks. We were made to enjoy the beauties of life, not work at some job and build somebody else's business for 40 years, then live off of 20% of your income and call that retirement. Where, right? Someone in the chat type hardship for me. Let me see who's with me. Say that. Yeah, Pamela, hardship. Let's go. I see you, Rasta. I see T, Angel, Sharon, Carmen, Kim, hardship. Melissa, yes, let's get it. It happens. It builds us. But what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to replace real estate with? So I started selling phones at Sprint. Right. Then I jumped to Bank of America. You see this little crunchy badge, right? Crunchy hats, crunchy badges, but I keep these crunchy badges and hats as my motivation to remind me, right, of my work ethic for me. So going to corporate America, working at Bank of America, I was the top personal banker in the region in 3 months. It allowed me, it was a blessing because it allowed me to move to Georgia, right? Shout out Atlanta. It allowed me to relocate to Georgia where I felt like the opportunity was a little bit more. So what I realized though, y'all, is when you're in corporate America, or really any job for that matter, they want to make it seem like you can, progress, but they really want to keep you in that position. They don't want to promote you. They want to keep a glass ceiling over your head so that you can see the top, right? And get excited about it, but there's no promotion in the future. I came to that. So I keep all of this stuff to never forget where I came from. Let me see a one in the chat of the people who's been held back from their job or has done their supervisor's job and never gotten a recognition for it. Can I see a one? I see you, Miracle. I see you, Jerome. I see you, Alden. I see you, Barbara. I see you, Janice. I see you, Pearl. I see you, France. I see you, Queen. Listen, all these people say, look, somebody said one. Listen, I'm not the only one going through it. Y'all are going through it too. So then I moved. I said, you know what? I'm going to start selling cars, right? So I started selling cars at a dealership. And my first month, I made 10 grand. I'm like, all right, this was a lot to me at the time, right? This is my first sense of being able to see some real money since real estate, right? So I decided to be a salesperson and pursue that full time. But here's the problem when you start making money. And this was Winston's sentiment. I had a 3-year-old son at the time, right? And I had no time to spend with him. Winston's same sentiment. And I felt so guilty. I still do, because I had to leave him in 2 different daycares. It was a 24-hour daycare, and then it was a regular daycare, regular private school. And this was just in order to work, y'all. I wasn't raising him. I was paying other people to raise my child. And that felt like neglect in my eyes, specifically. But isn't that crazy about America? Like, the teachers raise our kids, but they get paid less than the average government employee, right? So needless to say, I digress, because that politics thing is a whole nother thing. But I was unhappy with myself, y'all. But what was I supposed to do, right? We needed a roof over our heads. And I was a single mother. My mortgage was $1,000 and my daycare was like $1,500 a month at that time. It was killing me. killing me. I had to work 10 hours plus a day for weeks straight. Didn't have a personal life, right? And even though I went to school, I ended up, this is the certificate right here. I went to automotive finance school, and that was a better position to be able to actually, have my 2 days off, make more money. Finance managers made like 20 grand a month. So all of that was plans to get back into flipping property, which was my first love. And who wouldn't love it? You can make 60 grand, which is the equivalent to 80 grand right now. Now, here's the thing I didn't realize. Don't ask me why I was trying to save hundreds of thousands of dollars to just get a few $1,000s of profit to buy a house cash. I was so gung-ho about purchasing properties cash or with hard money that I made a mistake with realizing, hey, I did this before without putting any money up, right? All I knew was I had to chase the bag, right? Needless to say, I've made all the mistakes for you so that you don't have to, right? So I had a background in finance with mortgages and real estate, but no one would promote me to finance manager. All the while, all I wanted to do was get enough money to do the flip, because another 60 band play would like save my life. So how did I react to the rejection from corporate America? It was easy. I just opened up my own dealership. Like, who was going to stop me, y'all? That was, I said, okay, if I flip these cars, sell these cars, I'll be able to get all this cash. I'll be able to start buying houses and getting back into it, right? And figuring out the game this way. But who was going to stop me? That's my mindset, y'all. Listen, I had the vision of owning more property and flipping more property than all the HGTV shows combined. Still do. Watch out for me, y'all. Y'all know my name now. But I had this dream so bad. I'm dreaming it with my eyes open. Straight up, right? Like, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with me. I'm a crazy ass entrepreneur. That's it. Look, Ayla, I'm going to teach you how to be like me right now. Be better than me. You're not going to be like me, y'all. I'm going to teach y'all to be better than me, right? But every move I made was to get back into real estate investing. But I thought I needed to save up money to purchase the home flat out. Crazy me. And this caused me a lot of pain, strain, lost time, and money. But I clawed all the way to get up to the big dogs with flipping cars. And I created some of the same concepts that I'm using now, flipping houses. So see, back then, here's where I'm bringing it full circle. I got you, Callan. We were flying back and forth from New York. Shout out New York. We were in Newburgh, right, which is where Manheim, New York is. And then up there, I was able to find a less expensive vehicle, right, in better condition. And I would pay around 200 and some change to ship the car per car. But I was getting it for thousands of dollars less. So that cost made sense shipping them in bulk. So it allowed me to get a better quality car, right, than what was in my area, and bring that inventory to Georgia, right? All this is on my IG. This is one of the pictures. So it's all no cap, all right? But I am still a workaholic. Yes, I had to work hours and put in work, but the work is different when you're working for yourself, right? You get all the profits and you get all the benefits, right? So with all of that, working, I finally saved up 20 grand, right? And y'all see what's going on. You see the title, but let me show you something really quick. We're going to go to my IG real quick, because I want to show y'all timestamps. I want to keep it 100. Like I said, good, Brenda. I'm glad I'm motivating you guys. That's what I'm here for. All right, bet. So let's see. Here we are. This is, remember we looked at this picture. This was a timestamp. Let me pull this one off. All right, bet. So let's go up. So that was like November of 13. I'm working, I'm grinding. They're pissing me off. Making more money. Let me see. I'm gonna get there. Hold on. All right, here we go. So look. All right, so this is July 2014, right? Here we go. All right, bet. So all that's right there for you guys to see publicly, my whole life. All right. So let's see. Boom. And now y'all see, y'all know what's going to happen, right? It says 20K saved and lost. But let me give you the backstory, right? So I finally saved up the 20 grand and decided to partner with another investor. Don't ask me why I'm trying to buy houses cash now. That's not how I did my first deal, right? Where I had no liability because I used somebody else's money. So partnered with another investor. Why I decided to do that, I don't know. We had to keep pouring money and pouring money and pouring money into the property until my end, I was $40,000 cash into that investment, right? And this is back then, y'all. So this is a little while ago, right? Where we at? We're at 2022, almost 2023 now. It's inflated like a mofo. So that means we was both 80 bands in, right, on the property. Now this is a triplex meaning 3 units. So it's like one building with 3 units where we could rent out the tenants, and it seemed like a great cash flowing idea. Now that 1 unit, which is why we had to put so much money into it, was a burned unit. But there's so many stipulations, right? Like as far as the city having to come to get it, it was condemned. So they had to lift it and they had certain inspections. So we were at the point when we were redoing the pipes. Now this is in VA, shout out VA, in the winter time, right? And it ain't, up top, but it gets cold up there. So after all the work was completed, right? I was just so lucky that the pipes bursted. The whole unit gets flooded and all the work that we did was destroyed. And at that point, I just had to bow out gracefully. Okay. Had to get up out of there. I mean, at that point, for real, y'all, I was a distressed seller, right? I had to stop the bleeding somewhere. And I saw my $40,000. You see how I'm flashing in my hand like this? That's how I went. $40,000 gone, right? And I was in a worse position than when I started, right? And all I wanted was a better life for my family. So all those months, working from open to close, no sleep, no personal life, no time with my son, no vacations, no money, or no money to just kind of do the things that I wanted, right? I was so frugal to make sure I saved up to see my money just go to waste, right? Let me see, like this is my sacrifices, right? But I want someone in the chat to type mindset. Give me some smoke. Give me some smoke. Mindset. Thank you, Lorraine, Ronnie. Lorraine's always the first. I see Kay, Chantel, one of the first. I see Pamela. I see Adrian. I see RJ Cook. I see Mina. I see Daniel. Mindset. And see, this is the thing. Elon Musk, he's a household name at this point, right? Back when he was testing his theories, right, with his company SpaceX, he failed 3 times at a launch. Now, I failed privately. Like, y'all only know about my failures because I'm telling you. But this man was in public straight failing. Like, launch on the news, fail. Launch on the news, fail. Launch on the news, fail. And he was interviewed because this was about to be his 4th launch. And they said, hey, you failed 3 times already. You think you should quit? He said, I'll never quit. I can never. The guy didn't even get a chance to finish his sentence. He said, I can never quit. I could never quit. I would have to be incapacitated in a bed, not being able to move. That's the only way I'll quit. That's the mindset right there, right there. And he was 100, I'm crying about 40 grand. He was $100 million in. And that 4th launch, it took off. And now Elon Musk is a household name, right? So that's why, like, this stuff is true. I can't make this up. That's how strong you have to be, right? So after that $40,000 loss, what did I do? Well, I did what any normal person would do. I went and I cried to my mom. I kept asking her over and over and over. I'm like, Mom, why? Why, Mom? Why do I have to want more out of life? Why can't I just be okay with what I have? Like, why is there this burning desire, right? Why can't I just be okay with making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year? I mean, there's people that do that for 30 to 40 years and they retire and they're happy, right? But are they really happy though? Right? Let me see a 1 in the chat with who is here because they want more out of life for their family. Let me see a 1. I see it, Maxine, Galaxy, DJ, Claudia, KJ, Siobhan, Carmen, Brenda. You want more out of life. Would you not be who you are if you didn't try to strive for more, right? Like, you only get 7 days off vacation unless you're like a senior employee there for years, guys. 7, right? We don't get time to spend with our families. Like we talked about, the daycare and the daycares and the teachers are raising our children. But here's why I went to my mom, right? I'm not a punk, right? I just had to go to my mama on this one though, because I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, I went to her because she knows me, right? And I knew that her words would fuel me, right? In a way no one else's could. Here's my mother's answer, right? She said, Mercedes, because some people were made to be Indians and some people were made to be chiefs. But when you put someone who is meant to be a chief in an Indian position, it slowly kills them. I hope that resonated with you. Someone give me some smoke and type chief in the chat box, all caps, all caps. I see you, Paul. I see Lisa, Carmen, Mario, Nini, Yuri, Samantha, Shamika, Nakaya, chief, right? This means you need to be the chief of your village. This means that you need to be the chief of your life. This means that you are in control, right? So even though I've cried a few times throughout my journey, I ain't afraid to tell y'all, right? That's what it takes, right? My mindset though is so strong, I'm not gonna quit, right? I'm on my Elon Musk stuff, right? Quit for what? Turn down for what? This is mandatory. If you haven't written mindset in your notes 4 or 5 times by now, you ain't listening to me, okay? Now, with that being said, I have some things that I post on IG, right? Here we are, we're talking about an entrepreneur. What's my definition of an entrepreneur? A crazy person who will risk their own money for freedom rather than exchanging, who will risk their own money for freedom rather than exchanging their freedom for money. So this means I'll put up bread. I'll invest into me because I know what I'm going to do, right? But if I got to give you all my time in order for me to get compensated, I have a problem with that, right? Because I know for me, I'm going to go hard, right? But you're wanting me to work for you. I'm just saying, okay? Here's another one. And I really like this quote. It says, it's crazy that some people think 2 to 5 years in business is a long time to get rich, but they don't feel like 40 years at a job is a long time to stay broke. Come on now. Somebody talk to me. My students say job stand for just over broke, right? And when we say I'm broke, we ain't talking about, oh my God, I can't eat. We're talking about living paycheck to paycheck. We're talking about how Winston said, you not being able to go anywhere, not being able to spend time with family, right? You don't, people aren't rich in possessions, right? They're rich in blessings. And that's what I want to get across. So I won't quit. I can't quit. Mindset is mandatory, right? So those are just some posts that resonated with me, right? And again, you see, in addition to teaching you the process, I'm going to get to the process, y'all. But in addition to teaching the process in my academy, mindset is what I'm going over and spending all this time on, specifically because the mindset is what allows the process to work, right? So I want you to recognize, right? What they say, y'all, recognize, fool. I was corny, but it was funny. All right, recognize that you have the ability to change your present. You have the ability to change your very near future by doing something simple like believing. How freaking easy is that? Now, I've asked you all to type a lot of stuff in this chat box today, right? And if you feel I got like 900 people up in here, and if you feel like it's unnecessary to type something in this chat box, it's okay. But you don't really necessarily have the full understanding of what I'm trying to teach you with mindset and speaking things into existence, right? But that's okay. That's what I'm here for, right? So we're going to try this again, right? I want some smoke, right? Smoke in the chat box. I want it in all caps. And I want you to tell me, I will not give up. Give it to me. Y'all putting the smoke in there. I would not give up. Yeah. I see Aria, Debbie, James, Alicia. I see you, Tom. I see you, Jason. Yeah. Now look like I got about 900 people in here that's responding. Yeah, smoke. I won't give up. Smoke. I won't give up. Smoke. I won't give up. Let's get it, y'all. I told you we were in for it. I want your spirits high. I want you to know that you can do this. Okay. I literally want the best for you guys. I don't know if you could tell that by now, right? So here's the life hack. Here's when things started changing for me, right? When I started surrounding myself with people in the real estate market who were already killing it, right? So here we talk about mindset. Let's transition to this. I want you to tell yourself something. Write this down in the notes. If someone else can do it, then I can do it and do it better. I saw somebody in the chat say, I want to be like you. No, you're not going to be like me. You're going to be better than me. You know why? Because you have my playbook. I'm giving you the playbook. I'm giving you the game. I'm telling you what I'm doing. So you didn't have to create this. You didn't have to take the time. All you got to do is say, okay, this, and follow it like an assembly line, like I talked about before. So if you guys see me out here flipping all these properties without my own cash, right? And I'm going to go into the tax records and show you guys, show you proof of my company name, me doing this. This means that you can do it and do it better than me, right? I want you to be better than me. That's the goal, right? So when I went to these real estate meetups, y'all, in Atlanta, I heard people bringing like 5 to 8 deals a month to these groups. I'm like, what in the world? 5 to 8 deals. Okay, so they make it 5 to 10 grand, anywhere from 60 to 100 grand per deal. Now, this was in Atlanta when they first started like the pop the top construction, redoing the West End, redoing the Bluff. Now, I don't know anything about y'all mindset. I'm trying to teach about mindset, but I immediately said, if these people are doing it, I know I can do it. And I know it was right. I know it wasn't cap, as y'all say. I know they won't front end, is what I used to say. Because it would be one person saying, hey, man, you remember the deal that we did 2 months ago? Yeah, I just finished it and I got it under contract. It's going to close tomorrow and I'm making 60 grand on it. In the meeting, this is my first meeting I went to. They going in. Oh, yeah, you know that other one we made 100 grand on, this past Christmas or whatever. Going back and forth, just talking about deals. Powerful, y'all. Powerful, right? So it literally, in theories, in hypothesis, me and my son was having this conversation. You remember in school in science, you have your hypothesis. Well, I predict that this can happen if I do X, Y, and Z. And you go through the simulation and you do it. And it's like, okay, damn, it happened. Now you talk about duplicating. Now you talk about all this extra stuff and being able to take that one project. And then, now we have cars. Now we have all of that from theories, right? So again, it's just like say, okay, well, Ford made a car. Can Chevy go make a car now? Can Ferrari make a car? It was done. So it can be done, right? So look, after that first real estate meetup, I went back to the dealership that I was working at where they wouldn't promote me, right, to finance. And I just told them, I said, hey, you know what? I think I need a little bit of time off. He said, okay, no problem. Sure. I'm the top salesperson, by the way. He said, well, when will you be back? I told him never, ever, ever. Someone in the chat box, give me some smoke and type, know your worth. Know your worth. That's it. Know your worth. I see you, Cora, Arca, Junior. Yes, you have to know your worth, right? So my most successful students get their first deal funded and then they scale and they never look back. And I vowed, right, that I'll never allow someone else, excuse me, again, to tell me what I'm worth. Someone could offer me $1 million right now, y'all. I turn it down. You know why? Because who are you to tell me that I'm only worth $12 million a year? I could perform that work on my own and make $50 million a year. I'm not going to allow someone else to shortchange me, right? And that's because I educated myself with the skill and I worked it just as hard for myself as I would for someone else. It's simple, right? So, why does it keep doing double? Sorry, guys. So I went back to that next real estate meetup, right? I hired a coach for 10 grand down. I committed to $1,000 a month. And 2 weeks after that, I had a $33,000 deal in Marietta, Georgia that closed and funded. Now, how did I do it, right? Here's where I want you guys to start making sure you're taking notes. I received training from someone that was already in a real estate game, right? So you already in a real estate game, you already where I want to be, you already got the book and the playbook, I just have to follow it, right? And I wanted to perform at that level, so I started implementing every single thing that my coach said. So for an example, if he said, hey, Mercedes, I want you to at least get 20 properties, I made sure I got 40. And then I analyzed what those deals were doing and where I made the most money, right? And where I was leaving money on the table. I also realized cold calling sellers, that doesn't work. Door knocking doesn't work. Driving for dollars, you guessed it, doesn't work. Mailing postcards, nope, a thing of the past. Bandit signs, don't even do it. A waste of money, right? Meaning that this is an old school approach. Those were things that we were doing way back when in the business. I don't know about you, but I'm not hiring anybody off of no made up written sign, okay? And then offering a seller, right, 50% of the value of their home, it doesn't work anymore unless it's an ugly home, because we have a more educated seller now. So someone living in a home that's decent, you know, just needs some upgrades, very rarely is someone going to sell their home for 50%. Now it happens, like I said, with the ugly homes, but I'll catch those type of deals, right? Like once every 90 days. But see, this is the thing. And once every 90 days with my process, right? You could have made $200,000 4 times over instead of sifting through looking for a needle in a haystack, okay? I also found that distressed sellers were the easiest to work with, and I made the most money off of them, right? And I also found out specifically how to find distressed sellers that already wanted to sell. Write that down, guys. Distressed sellers that already want to sell. None of this calling and wasting time sifting through with people who don't want to sell. Time is money, okay? Now, with that being said, here's the major key, right? Write this down, guys. I found a way and created a way to sell to buyers who have loans. This is the biggest difference between my program and anyone else's. No one out there is doing this. You've never heard of people using loans. Everybody's like, sell to a cash buyer, sell to a cash buyer. I show you how to sell to buyers who have loans, right? America was built on loans. Someone in the chat box, give me some smoke and type loans. Look, Nefertiti, you know it. Loans. Yeah, I see y'all. Okay, Barbara, Dwayne, Coral, Lakeisha, Jarvis, excuse me, Capricorn, loans, right? Let's take advantage of that on the front end. So remember my motto. If someone else has done it, then the concept is proven and I can do it, right? Let's talk about the comparison and contrast between Michael Jordan and rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I've seen both of them play. I grew up wanting to be like Mike, right? I saw Kobe's era in the 2000s and they had a lot of things in common, right? But arguably, if you remove this one thing that I'm going to mention, that's a very argumentative part and a good point to where either one of them may not have been as successful. And that was their coach, Phil Jackson, right? Phil Jackson had been there before. Phil Jackson knew how to look on the outside and specifically, you know, coach Michael and Kobe to where they needed to be, okay? So how did real estate change my life, right? Keep in mind, you know, when I say cold calling lists, bandit signs, driving for dollars don't work, I'm going to go deeper into what this means in a minute. I'm specifically talking about the fact that when you're talking to other people in other programs, the real estate gurus in the business are not doing it this way. I can guarantee you they're not driving their Rolls Royce Wraiths in the hood and knocking on cars, okay? It just doesn't make sense. You can't duplicate that, right? You can't scale that. You also do not need your own money to purchase this outright. I'm going to show you how to flip a house using the end buyer's money, okay? Now, don't worry. Wholesaling is not dead. It's not dead. It's not going anywhere. You will always be able to buy and flip property for a profit. And you don't have to spend hours upon hours to do it. I'm going to show you how to automate your business, y'all. Now, the main thing, here is a deposit of $38,000. This is a wire. This isn't my first $38,000 deal. I do it to motivate you guys. This is proof, right? So you want to make sure that in order to be able to get to these profits, you gotta invest the right type of knowledge in yourself. You got to get training from someone who's already in the real estate business from where you aspire to be. That was my biggest caveat. And when things started finally turning, right? Like me, y'all know me by now. I don't agree with 10-year plans, right? I do agree with cramming what it takes in a 10-year plan and put it in 12 months, right? You may not complete the whole 10 years worth of goals. But what if you complete 5? Then that means you just fast track your goals, right? I don't want to be a billionaire in 20 years. I want to be a billionaire in 2, right? I don't believe that I can make $1 million in a year. I believe I can make $1 million in a day. It's been done. I can do it, right? So here's this deposit that I posted on IG. You guys can look. This was to motivate people, right? And to remind you that if I can do it, you can do it and do it better. Straight up. So I also came
It's that time of the week, you guys. Strictly for motivation. 2 separate deals. You guys see the dates, all right? This is what we do on a daily basis. Click the link in my bio to learn how you too can make these profits.
So that's about 90 grand, guys. I was pissed they sent me checks, but it's all good. It was an Alabama deal. Well, 2 Alabama deals with the same attorney. So this is the thing. Both of these deals made me come to the conclusion that distressed sellers, not a distressed property. Write this down. Distressed sellers are the easiest to work with, okay? I have made the most money off of distressed sellers, and I'm going to tell you and explain what that is here shortly. I'm going to show you how I didn't need a crazy buyers list. I don't need to split my profit with anybody, right? I'm going to show you how to get a buyer that's willing to pay more for a property because they have a loan, right? It's less negotiated. Thinking about getting a property at a discount and selling it to the highest bidder. That's what I show you how to do, okay? So my life changed, y'all, drastically. That's why I'm singing the praises about this business. I absolutely love real estate. And it allowed me, and it will allow you, to break any type of generational curses that you feel like you have, right? Sometimes we believe that our families are in a rut, right? You can change that. Now, you guys hear me talk about money, right? All right, listen, money is not the source of our happiness, right? Don't get me wrong. But it will give you options when some issues arise. And best believe in life, issues are going to arise. But more importantly, you're going to be able to spend time with your family. That's my prayer for you. Spending time with your family, taking vacations when you want, providing for your children. I'm talking about high-grade nannies instead of low-grade daycares, right? That way you don't have to worry about, is your child safe? I saw people talking about their grandchildren in the chat. Your grandchild will not have to work for anyone, right? Who did Donald Trump have to work for? He was complaining about his little $5 million loan his daddy gave. I remember he said that. I'm like, ain't this about a... He told me some, my dad only gave me a small $5 million loan. It's like, well, damn, I wish I had small, but it shows you the mindset, right? Which is great. Imagine how his dad felt being able to do that for him, though. And that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. So you're no longer gonna have those ridiculous work hours, right? At the same rate of pay, doing your manager's job. You're going to be able to give back knowledge, which will come back to you 10 times fold with your karma, right? So let me see a 1 in the chat. How many of y'all are ready to experience the finer things in life? Give me some smoke. All right, Barbara, I see. Oh, look, that damn, the ones came real fast. You said, get to it. All right. So, couple things. You can do this process at any